So these are like the not so social status pennies. They're so similar. Hey, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we got a detailed look and breakdown on these bad boys right here, man. Oh man. They put the PRM label on these joints, dude. That means premium. It's not quite premium, but it's premium for Nike sportswear standards. And these guys right here are the Nike Air Max Penny 1 in the Photon Dust colorway. So first things first, big thank you and shout out to one of our WearTesters Discord community members. His name is Raul, really good friend of mine, known him for a long ass time. And basically he is the reason why our Discord is awesome. It's people like him, and that's what our whole community is based around, is just like-minded individuals that just truly love sneakers and want to help each other out. And he saw these in his local store. He knows that I love pennies. He hit me up. He was like, bro, did you want them? I was just like, yes, I do. And yeah, man, we paid for shipping, everything. It's so easy, so nice, so friendly. I don't get this type of like anything anywhere else. And I look through our threads and it is just like that for everybody. Like, I'm telling you, it's weird. So it's really cool that we found or built a community like that with all of these people. Everybody's so fantastic. And I'm not trying to big everybody up. I'm just saying, yes, the WearTesters Discord community is f***ing awesome. But with all that being said, this guy right here, I think Kanye recently got all mad at Adidas for like doing like a takedown of his like slide or whatever. And he got so mad saying that they steal from creators and this, that, and the other. It's like, bro, I know you've been in the shoes for a long time. You can't tell me that you didn't know about that already. Nike's been doing takedowns of their Jordan does takedowns of their Reebok back in the day did takedowns of their It's what these companies do. They take the popular model and then they knock it off a little bit and they sell it for 90 bucks instead of 200. It's not a big surprise. So I don't know why he was all shocked and everything, whatever. So this one right here, obviously it's the Air Max Penny 1. So it's not a knockoff of like its own self, but it is a knockoff essentially, in my opinion at least, of the social status collab that's coming up, which I think are like not necessary, but they are cool looking. So it is what it is. I just hate that like these brands take classic models that have been classics for a long time. Like they have a cult following. They're like, you know what, man? Nobody really f***s with these anymore, so we're gonna slap a collab on it and force people to like them. It didn't work with the Jordan 2, and I don't know if it's gonna work with the pennies, but we'll see. These though are labeled as the premium version of the Penny 1, so there is a plus to that. This is definitely not built like the original stuff. So the other two colorways that we reviewed the Homes as well as the Orlandos, and yes, I am aware of the All-Star colorway. Did you know, okay, that every time that they retro something, and I'm always like, ooh, I hope that you retro this colorway, and they never do, right? Like when they did the Penny 2s last, and I said, can you please retro the Black and Royals? And they said no. But with this shoe right here, all three of the original colorways are coming back out. I can't believe it. Like, it's amazing. And with that, again, we get some new stuff like this, which I think is fantastic because you got to draw in some other people as well. You can't just like ride on nostalgia, even though they are hardcore, but I mean, they leveled it up a little bit. So what we have here is the same exact tech specs as all the others. Got this weird ass wavy tractor pattern that actually works pretty well. If you're gonna play in these outside, this rubber is super thick, so you're gonna have nice even wear while you're playing in them. I don't know if I love this weird like creamy thing, especially because it's like two-tone. Like it looks a little weird, especially from the side. I wish that it was all one color, one or the other, but I still love the way that the outsole looks. I just love this big ass check on there, dude. It's so dope. I also love the window. You can see the Nike Air through the bottom. It's also in orange, which I think is a really interesting color to use on these things. And then we have the Phylon midsole. It still feels just as thin as the other ones. It feels very soft and fluffy, so comfort is there with the foam alone. On top of all of that, we have a 4-foot Zoom Air unit. In case you needed a visual, it looks just like this. And then in the back, we have an Air Max unit. No, it's nowhere near as big as the original, but it still gets the job done. And then where they've definitely upped the ante with this particular shoe is the upper itself. I don't want to call them premium materials, but it's what Nike Sportswear is labeling as premium. So we have leathers and suedes, again, vastly different from the past two models where we had a synthetic nubuck build and a very thin leather build. So the Homes had the very thin leather. I want to call them Aways after I say Homes, but it's the Orlandos. Those ones had the synthetic nubucks. This one right here, the leather itself, like the pebbled leather or the textured leather, it feels okay, but it also feels so thin that I think that that might just be a polyurethane coat instead of actual leather. I can't actually see any cuts in there either, so I wouldn't put it past them to kind of hide it like that. It just doesn't feel genuine to me. I mean,
so insincere.
Was that like a pun? You trying to be punny back there? Come on, man, just be quiet for a second. Let me finish my But where you can actually see the real materials is within the rough suede. So this area I think is actually really interesting because you can see with all the cuts that it's actually just regular leather. Basically that leather they would bond or spray a PU coat on top of it to give it whatever texture they want, but instead they didn't do that, and they probably took a brush to it, like a wire brush that spins real fast, and they roughed the out of it real quick, which is how they make suede. When you really do that, like with different types of brushes and things like that, you end up getting a fine nubuck. So that's basically what it is. I don't think that this is a premium material, but it definitely gives you that look, which I think is awesome. However, it is actual leather, so vegan sneakerheads, this is not a synthetic build, at least not fully. Outside of that, you have pretty much all the same exact features that you'd see on the regular versions of the Air Penny one. So you got the logo at the tongue, you got the pull tabs on the tongue as well as on the rear. You got the most beautiful logos of all time. It kind of blends in on this colorway. Again, I wish that they use a different, like that would have been cool with that orange color. That would have made it pop a little bit and all that stuff, but instead they use that bone color. However, they did use orange on the little jewel swoosh down there at the toe, which I do like. Now, the only thing that I don't really love that they changed on these is the tongue itself. The tongue, again, is just a really nice kind of like short-haired suede, so it's not as much of a rough cut as the rest of everything. They actually have the rough cut patch right there with the logo. Gives it two different types of textures, so aesthetically, I think it looks really good. I just don't like the way that it kind of like feels on foot, you know what I mean? Like I'm used to the mesh tongues and stuff like that, especially on basketball shoes. This one clearly is a lifestyle version of it. I also don't like that it like bunches weird down there. Visually, it just looks a little strange. Outside of all of that stuff though, I think that this is just a great model. Like the last time that this shoe released, man, I was so disappointed. Like they came out with those, man, it was like, there was like a Warriors color, there was like a burgundy one, there was an all white with some silver. I think there was like a fake Chicago one too. It didn't look like the original Chicago, like from 05 or 06, but it was like a different vibe. And I just remember all of them felt cheap. They looked cheap, they felt cheap. Didn't like any of them. I never bought any of them. This time around though, from the Homes to the Orlandos to now these, obviously the social status, like collab versions and stuff, like the shoe just feels like it was treated with a lot more care. And for someone like me, where I really love this shoe, so I really appreciate what they've been doing to it. Whether I like the colorways or the material changes or whatever, I just appreciate everything that they've done. I think that this is awesome. Now, as far as sizing is concerned, this particular pair actually went true to size. I was curious because the last time I wore a size 9 in the pennies, or the penny ones, was when I bought my first pair. Even though they had warned me that they fit a little big. And I was like, no, I like the way that these fit. And then I ended up not liking the way that they fit. So every pair that I've ever bought after that has always been a half a size down from my true size. However, with this one, I just wanted to see. So I got them in a size 9.
Big mistake. Big. Huge.
They just fit big, man. They just do.
I just think that's funny because it's one of those things where if something's not broke, don't try and fix it.
The reason is though, is because when I first put the half a size down on, they always feel like they're a half a size small. It's not until I start wearing them throughout the day that they start to stretch out a little bit. So if you have a shoe like that you're just wearing casually, I think that it's okay if they fit a little loose. It just kind of depends on the preference. Some people like them tight, but I just wanted to see what they felt like again. And yeah, that back heel area is floppy as a mofo, man. Like if you've ever worn these or the Reebok Questions, you already know, like them two shoes got the floppiest heels ever, maybe of all time. So if you're looking to play in a pair of these, first off, we have a performance review, so you could check that out. Second off, I would recommend going down half a size. However, everybody else should be good to go going true to size if you're just wearing these casually, or you wear an ankle brace and orthotic, whatever, yada yada yada, you got wide foot and all that stuff. So outside of all of that stuff though, I don't remember, do you even like the other twos? I know that you didn't like the white ones.
Okay, so I want you to take this with a grain of salt, and there's a huge asterisk.
Are you gonna say something about me personally or what?
No.
Okay.
But just do not try and go and find me a pair of these.
I wasn't going to.
Good, but
I know that. I know better than that
well,
already.
to speak on our lovely Discord community, there are a bunch of trolls on me randomly. So it's an asterisk to all of you guys.
Hey, those were fun, okay?
These are probably the best looking pennies that I have ever seen.
Wow. Well then, whoever designed this colorway, you're welcome.
Yeah.
But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. Let us know what you think about these down below in the comment section. And until next time, guys, have a good one.